Those are my new platies in quarantine tub. I'm feeding them with live Daphnia since I've started a few days ago. Daphnia culture, like I've received shipment with a lot of them, so I am trying to feed fish with those, as there are too much of those Daphnia for that small tub, I guess. And since I'm learning it, I've got other backup plans just to not waste them. And this is the beginning of a weekly vlog. I'm not really remember what I've decided to do in that week, but there has been go a lot. Like I'm feeding those rams with Daphnia as well. Unfortunately, I've got left only 2 rams, and one is like really got some damages, so he was probably fighting. Not sure with those one or that another one that has passed yesterday. So I'm not sure was it in some aggression of breeding process or some sickness. I'm starting to increase in here water changes, or more say that I've done the little water changes from the last time, like once every 2 weeks or even less. So I will try to do micro water changes like every day, and we'll see if they are pair or not with feeding with live food and changing that water. I finally as well started using reversed osmosis, so I've got like really clean without TDS particles water, so I can go lower than in my tap water. In my tap water is like over 300 particles, so first of all I will start to do those regular water changes, because right now those particles are higher than in tap water, obviously, and will include that raw water. In my plant tank, it was really a disaster. Like I've seen on those measurements that there were quite high values of CO2, but I'm usually in here at night and I don't see those bubble counters if it's going crazy. Last time I've checked it wasn't, but someday all fish were dead, and my CO2 tank is empty, so I only can assume that something has failed and the bubbles have increased and they have killed by CO2. That's a shame. Right now there is holiday time. I'm not changing that CO2. I had added some chemistry for getting rid of algae. Since there are no fish, I can do more, I guess. I've reduced light to just that basic light strip for a few days right now. And yeah, like during the next week we'll get that CO2 and start setting it up correctly without introducing any fish right now, since I'm fighting with these algae. I'm increasing as well water changes, since I was like overlooking it for too long as well. I really regret that those fish has died in here, like pea poppers, other I guess as well, since I don't see them. and there were like 2 guppies from different species, and now they are all gone, I guess. That's a shame. I'm starting to like even more be maybe not hating, but feel some discourage of using CO2, since like I had some attempts with leaking out CO2 with some connections, and right now it's like as well inside of tank killed my fish, I guess. But I hope in longer result I will learn something out of it and will have some cool looking plants. So I guess better sooner than later to get all those mistakes and issues. As for white worms colony, since yesterday I've started to covering food with regular transparent packing tape. I hope it will reduce bread getting mold. On the bottom layer there is kefir. I've seen it in the internet that those white worms like kefir. In theory I should add as well some yeast, but I wasn't sure if it should be like active yeast or not. So for now I'm just using kefir, and they are really eating it, doing quite fine with it. I wonder if that duct tape transparent one will actually help reduce that issues on top. Maybe if I would dry that bread before putting it in, it would as well reduce issues with fungus. Yesterday I've added it as well for grindals. I hope grindals won't mind to feed the same stuff. Yesterday I've started adding rotifers to my guppy tanks. I'm not sure like how it's going on. Those little guppies are eating it. Apparently adult ones wouldn't see it at all, as it's really tiny food. I barely can see it in rotifer tanks, so in here I can only guess that after 24 hours there are still in here. Not sure, is it like rotifers or just bubbles? I've added it into few tanks and not sure how to measure it. Well, I guess I still can see them in here. So for next week I won't be adding rotifers in here. Just we'll keep track on those dusts. Oh yeah, you can see it on camera, those white spots on black background. Those are rotifers. We will see in the next week if it's gone, if those smaller fry will hunt them all or not. If not, then it means they are too big to use that kind of food. Actually, keeping those rotifers for like rams or cockatoo chickens, so it wouldn't be disaster if they if guppies won't eat it, but would be nice if they were, at least for first few days of life. In here you can see some white dots. On Facebook someone identified it as seed shrimp, and that seems quite right. They are really liking that coconut as a cave. In that tank I'm not adding rotifers, as I don't want to crush that colony of sea shrimp. I'm trying to repopulate it in some smaller container, but I don't have any results, including any conclusion if it's like propagating in that separate tank or not. It's too early. I've purchased some book. Maybe I will get read more about them. Yeah. There is still planaria in here, like haven't done anything in last week with it. I'm not sure if I wanna do anything with it. Apparently there is like no planaria medicine that would get rid of them. I'm not sure how it would react with those sea shrimp. I don't want to destroy that colony of sea shrimp. Yesterday I've added like a boiled carrot to my plecos, and those L010A, but they apparently aren't eating it. I have been as well like putting zucchini, and as well I wasn't seeing them eat it, more snails, and it happens like in 2 tanks, so that's not happy information for me. Like in those L519 tank, I have seen that they were eating carrot, but there are a lot of snails that have covered all the carrot and prevented those plecos from eating it. So next time I will add more that kind of food in here, so they would be getting it easier. Yeah. Here are my L142 lemon blue eye pleco. I got 3 of them in here, and it looks more like 3 females. So that's unfortunate. They are getting bigger and bigger each month, I guess. I get them like for a year or so or more. At first there was 5 of them, and I was left with only 3. Yeah. I'm hunting on internet for male for them. Maybe 2 males, and we'll put that 1 male as an extra in different tank as a backup one. Because if I find adult one, I don't want to wait another few months for next opportunity if something has failed. Another bad information, I was using MLP on those antlers, as I still have seen some fish with really flat bellies, so maybe some worms or different stuff is happening in here. I've tested it in different tank, and it was like doing fine in here. There are regular snails in here, and they were alive, and nothing mentioned in internet that it would harm them. I've done the same stuff in same size and even same dosage, I guess, and fish and regular snails were fine, but all of those yellow big snails have died. Like those are shells of babies, and I've like kind of took out most of those shells. Little ones were floating on top, and bigger one was lying dead on bottom. This is disaster. Like I didn't knew that this medicine would harm them. All my yellow snails were in that tank just to keep them happy with food and breeding. The last two egg batches I've removed to this tank in case if they hatch they will have any chance to survive, since in that tank with rotifers there isn't that medicine. So, but it isn't looking too promising. Nevertheless, we will see if it survive or not. Here is my chlorella. It's really doing really great. I'm like taking out them and refilling with water, like tap water from barrel, UV sterilized. And I think I have put some fertilizer in it, and the rest of taps are with green water. One of the tap, I'm not remember which one, I have put as well the same fertilizer. I think it was this one, but not sure. And it's totally clear, like it has died, so that is unfortunate information. Here is like survived green water from originally this tap. Before putting chlorella I took it out, siphoned it out in here. So this is quite doing fine. Those two not necessary. So today I will write at least one of it restart and set up for chlorella, as apparently in theory chlorella is faster grower than regular green water, like mix of different phytoplanktons. I need it for Daphnia, as Daphnia really need a lot of it. Today I have fed them with yeasts, but I'm not eager to give yeast more than once a week, since it may cause crash, especially dosing it with such a small tub. And I think that it isn't possible to overdose chlorella, so yeah, or green water. So for next week, the biggest plan for me is to increase water changes in golden rams and that planted tank, and focus more on chlorella and those new setup Daphnia cultures to keep them alive. As for those new pleco with middle sword, they are looking cool. We'll just make some small water changes in that tap. We'll figure out where to keep them. Like this seems to me, for me, like a good spawning tab, since it has got a lot of Java moss, which was originated from this tank. And this is my tank with Kakadu female. I'm putting in Daphnia. From time to time I think that I could reuse it for guppies or that new plecos that I didn't even plan to have, but I will definitely keep that tank for Kakadu, as it would be interesting project. I don't have yet male replacement, but at least that tank is like making better parameters. There is better heater and it's more established than it was previously, so I hope conditioning that female with as well from time to time live food will be beneficial, and I will like visit few times a week shop to check when they get those Kakadu males back. Yeah. as it seems to be a cool project. As well, I have to increase water changes in here to keep that tank at best condition and that female in best shape I can get, so she will be ready for that male. Yeah, I really need to make more spawning mobs for guppies, and definitely shorter ones, so they will keep more on top surface, not only middle. Yeah, and we'll put in few tanks. I think that in here where are my like backup guppies or grow out tank for those bigger guppies, I could put in my platies after quarantine, but I'm not sure. Well, I would have to put a lot of spawning mobs in here to be able to have any babies from those platies. Or maybe I will put females from time to time in here to just get spawned, and when fry will be bigger I will remove it to grow out in here. We'll see. Maybe I will keep that trio, 2 females and 1 male in here permanently, and just grab some growing out fish into here. Maybe that will be easier and less stressful for females to not move them at all. That's a shame, because I don't see them in here at all, as they are almost always in that moss, except when I will feed with Daphnia, then they are coming out. I think that's all of the bad news. Yeah. I have some projects in mind for next month or so, but for this week it's more than enough. Thanks for watching. Probably you have learned what not to do and my channel more than what you could try to do, but I think that showing that a few different cultures of life food is at least one positive thing in here. So yeah, bye.